I think you're going to have some good pressure up in that lane.
Well, we'll see. How much pressure can he get? Is it going to be a lot? Is it going to be a little? It's a rematch of the World's Finals, and it's game one with Dimes and Myth.
Atlantis Leviathans taking on the Tartarus Titans. The final best of 3 here on promotion day at the SMITE Summer Masters event. As Gore so kindly introduced Dimes here. Mifflin alongside me, bringing you the action at home.
Let's say the first fight happens 25 minutes in. You lose that fight, you lose the game. Let's say the first fight happens 5 minutes in. You lose that fight, you lose the lead. There's a massive difference.
Here we go. Panatom trying to get something going in the mid lane for you here, Mifflin. Paul is the target, but Aurora is able to stop the aggression on their mid laner here. Here we go. Wrong, you really get things going on this right-hand side. Those pillars have been dropped solo or Troll deletes Wrong you from the map. Panatom trades out Paul in return. Grand Joust comes through from layers. Yarkor with just a sliver of HP, but Zapman has made the rotation.
Good strife, locks out Aurora, stops that follow-up, but can Zapman make his way out?
Burning the beads as the Medusa, but caught right in those fields of love. Aegis online for the level 14 Medusa Cyclone Spin. Finishes off Zapman ADC on ADC crime there. That's a 3-for-1 for the Tartarus Titans.
3-for-1, red buff invade, Cyclone Spin still healthy, and still 3 dead just yet for the Kabrakan. Might make him a pretty easy target for layers if he decides to rotate to that side.
The entirety of the Titans on this left side map, locking down Wrong-U on the Emoji, who Riptides out, forces the Rivers of Rebuke just to split the Tartarus Titans team. Able to escape is the Emoji. Dunking down in the back line is Panatom. Fields of Love drop to split the fight up in half here. Yarkor also used those Kabrakan walls and goes down to Paul from over the wall.
Now Layers goes back in, forces the beads out of Zapman. Tartarus Titans have got what they've come for. Yarkor has to dedicate his body to these initiations, and it is not tanky. He walks up, it gets immediately turned on, has the damage.
When you have so much burn on your side, you got to think the Fire Giant is not off the table here for the Tartarus Titans. Blinking in a solo troll, dropping the Dharmic Pillows for follow-up is Aurora. A great Rivers Rebuke out of the Emoji. Separates the team fight clean in half. Layers forced a Grand Joust out of that team fight. Yarkor at half HP.
Grand Joust barely keeps him alive. Panatom wants to finish off that kill just by hovering, forces out the shell. SOT takes some damage. Paul sends it back. Tartarus Titans chasing out, but SOT completely alone. Good stun. No follow-up, whole lot of posturing, whole lot of poking and prodding. But at the end of the day, nobody finds too much of value here. Relic Roundup, though, just about every beat still available on the map.
Here comes Yarkor, but Cupid held that ultimate for the entire fight. Drops it on the head of the Kabrakan. Panatom, meanwhile, dives onto the Merlin, finds one. Layers returns the kill onto the jungler. Wrong-U going down to solo or troll on this King Arthur, who is leading the charge for the Tartarus Titans. Massive damage out of Layers. Cyclone Spins finds one of their own, and a deicide for the Tartarus Titans.
Tartarus Titans can now pull out this Fire Giant. Can't ignore SOT in these team fights. What was that, initially a 3-man stun and then another 2-man stun?
Huge.
To end out that engagement, this King Arthur has just created infinite space. And we can see the Leviathans stretching themselves just to find some Tartarus Titans. It's still in another entire minute on this Fire Giant power play. The Leviathans slowly bleeding out here, need to do something.
Dharmic Pillars dropped to zone out Zapman. Yarkor thrust in the air by the King Arthur. Rivers Rebuke utilized by the Emoja to cut off 3 members of the Tartarus Titans from slamming home those autos. And to the Phoenix Aurora, caught by the Petrifying Gaze. But that's not all the value that you want from the Medusa ultimate. Still healthy are the Tartarus Titans. Yarkor locking down solo or troll. Shoving into the middle lane is the King Arthur. Layers has joined the push on the middle side. But the attention of the Leviathans is split. This left lane bird goes down for absolutely free, and the Tartarus Titans are not done with this push.
Still 30 seconds left on the Fire Giant power play. 5 strong and half HP on the mid Phoenix. Maybe the Tartarus Titans with these thin margins can fight their way forward. Still plenty of ults and relics from the Leviathans to play with, though. Might be enough to dissuade the Chaos team from stepping up.
Here we go, solo or troll locked in by the Kabrakan walls. 1 tick of damage is gonna do it. Fields of Love utilized as well. Panatom finds the first kill onto the Tartarus Titans, but Layers immediately takes out the ADC for the Levi's, who's going to be in the grayscale for the next 50 seconds. Cyclone Spin at half HP, forced to use the Aegis. In comes Yarkor. Layers finds a double on the Panatom. Might find a triple for themselves. It's gonna be 3 for Layers. It's gonna be a quadra kill for Layers as Yarkor drops as well. Shinto on their last legs. Aurora charging forwards. 1 more hit. Can we see the Penta at SMITE Summer Masters? Layers giving it up in lieu of this middle lane Phoenix.
That is a man that has more discipline than I've got in my entire body, just in his pinky, by the way. I'm chasing that Penta to the ends of the earth instead. The Tartarus Titans want the $100,000. Titan, burn it quick.
Reigning in the bloodlust is Layers. Low HP are all of these Tartarus Titans. Titan at a quarter HP, dropping under. Shinto does find Layers. Shinto finds a double, but the Tartarus Titans find the win.
Clean play
Just
from
like
the
rolling
Tartarus.
over and letting the camps go. Just an all-out brawl from both of these sides.
Well, that means it's going to be something fun to watch. That means keep your eyes on the solo lane as well as we get our eyes not only on in-game, but on the casters themselves as we throw it over to Dimes and Myth at least one more time for Game 2.
The Tartarus Titans with a 1-0 advantage over the Jithins just threw me off. Jithins ruined the intro over
Wait, you gotta at least
the
do the bit.
Atlantis Leviathans. What bit?
Blame Jithins? It's like, I don't know, they've
What's
been
that?
spamming it for like 6 years.
What's that? Layers, based on what we just saw out of that first rotation as Aurora and Cyclone Spin combined on this purple buff, Shards of Ice used very early trying to secure this one. Panatom is here to respond. Wrong locked down by that Fields of Love. Panatom throwing the poison on Cyclone Spin, who dashes away successfully, but now Aurora caught in the member of 3 members of the Leviathans. Big time freeze, but here's Shinto to put the finishing touches on First Blood.
First Blood bounty goes 4 ways there. Those assists split evenly
Last
amongst
game,
everyone
and
on the
even
left
so, at the end of the game, kill count was very low. Levi's find First Blood, so already a bit of a hiccup from the first game. As a rotation and a blink in here from Wrong locks down Cyclone Spin in those Cabrakan walls. Poison applied to the Cupid as well. How much more follow-up is there? The big-time passive applies from Cirquette. Cyclone's been playing Ring Around the Rosie now with Panatom flutter away, caught in the tremble. Just one more auto. Zatman will find it. Now Roar under pressure.
Wrongview plays that so well, finds the dash. Aurora tries his best to stop the back of Panatom, but nobody nearby from the Tartarus Titans to help out in that fight. Loving what we're seeing from the Leviathan. Would have had SOT steals away that blue buff on his own. Has to use the Eco's rally action all the way across the map.
Layers on this left-hand side with a late rotation, but maybe a worthwhile rotation. Grand Joust comes out, finds the first kill on a Zatman. Wrong out of mana, might fall to Layers, might fall to Paul, will certainly fall to one member of the Titans, and it will be Layers for the double.
Man, Layers finally makes his rotation over, and this is why the Leviathans were concerned earlier about going for the invade post-fight, because they thought maybe this Lancelot would rear its head, would show up, and he does exactly when you're getting hit by the 15-piece combo mid-air. So Yarkor, I think, doesn't actually kill the Pyro, but I'll give him credit for it.
Sure.
Credit does belong to Shinto, as he is the one able to secure it for his team. Tartarus Titans, though, I think still willing to play around in mid. Trebuchet putting out a whole lot of pressure.
Panatom locked down from the freeze, is able to get out of dodge, though. The Grand Joust finishes off the jungler for the Leviathans. Layers picking that one up for themselves. Gold Fury on the map, and the Tartarus Titans posturing towards this left-hand side. Shinto throwing some of that Phoenix Fire over the wall. Big time acid spit there out of Zatman. Both Solo or Troll and Yarkor have made the rotations over from Solo. Panatom in the back line, starting things off on a SOT, who gets knocked down by the Phoenix Fire up in the air from Yarkor, slamming back down. But now Yarkor caught 4 members of the Tartarus Titans dueling dragons. Don't find too much value. Solo or Troll goes down to Shinto.
Now in the back line, Wrong has already locked down Layers. Panatom lines up against Cyclone Spin. Ultimate no good from the Cupid. 5 strong are the Leviathans. Yarkor still low HP.
Gold Fury dropping down to half HP. Aurora is here with a freeze. Cobra's kiss out onto the support for the Tartarus Titans, who has poison ticking away at them. Yarkor in the back line, but Yarkor dropped down by the Tartarus Titans, put in the ground by Paul. Solo Troll surging forward onto the Medusa.
SOT has created some space. Carries of the Leviathan zoned out, and SOT will not stop his onslaught.
Bludgeon comes down onto 2, but Paul finds the double kill for themselves on this Merlin. Panatom chased out by Layers, and now what has turned into an initial engagement onto the Gold Fury by the Leviathans has turned right back around in the Titans' favor.
Overcommitment onto Aurora is what that one was. Paul flickers forward. He wants the 1v1 up against Zap, waiting on those cooldowns. Needs some help. Shinto lands something, can't do it. Paul puts down the 3-time Tartarus Titans, take the objective and the fight. But with these desynced timers, 50 seconds left on Zatman, maybe the Tartarus
going down
Titans
quickly, already to half HP. Yarkor is here. Panatom is here as well. Fire Giant dropping to a quarter. Fire Giant dropping to 0. The Tartarus Titans destroy the FG.
Wrongview on the retreat, puts up a wall. What has one landed on him. Slow connects, but slow immunity still there. Tartarus Titans, I'm not so certain they're upset about it. Still 5 strong with a fire and potentially a pick on a jungle.
Oh, Panatom in the wrong place in the wrong time. Puts out the poison on a Cyclone because that's all you can do. The jungler for the Leviathans drops down, is gonna be down for the next 40 seconds. Tier 1 tower goes, Tier 2 tower is shortly to follow.
It takes everything they have just to survive these fights, let alone keep the birds alive. Tartarus Titans, they're walking in, but they don't have fire.
They took some shots there from the Phoenix Fire. Aurora taking some shots there from the Dow Cultivation. Yarkor in the backline, grabbing Cyclone Spin. Grand Joust comes out. Solo a Troll locks down Yarkor, but in the backline, Layers.
What?
1v2 finds the kill. Yarkor takes out the jungler. Paul takes out Wrong You. A 2-for-1 in favor of the Tartarus Titans. The middle lane, Bird under siege. That will fall, and all 3 Phoenixes down now for the Leviathans. The 2 backliners, Shinto and Zatman, alongside their solo laner Yarkor, the only defense the Leviathans have here. But that's a King Arthur, that's a Yu Huang, and that is Zapman. Can the Levi's do it? Can they defend their Titan? A 2-man petrifying gaze. Zapman chunking away at the Tartarus Titan. Shinto finds a kill onto Aurora. Solo Troll caught between 3 members now of the Levi's. Paul dropping low. Paul dropping to the auto attacks of Zapman, and Aegis keeps the Merlin alive. Solo Troll smashing down with a bludgeon, able to escape.
Zapman should have that lacerate up in position to take the center. Left side dies to PvE. The Leviathan's base has been broken, but the soul of this team still alive. Layers on regen. Gonna spend a little while in the jungle. Wrong You okay?
No, Fields of Love locks down the support for the Leviathans. What a huge pick for the Tartarus Titans. Dueling Dragons still online here from Shinto. That might play a role in this massive Titan defense. Can the Levi's bring it to 3 games? Can they break the streak? The Titan for the Leviathans dropping low. The Tartarus Titans surging forward, pouring their moves into the Titan. The Leviathans will drop 2-0 to the Titans.
The Leviathans get to stick around though, not eliminated just yet. I don't get